We are back with some more comic book reviews. Got a huge stack today, so we're going to probably break it up into at least 3, maybe 4 videos. So we'll see what happens. Starting out with Bluescar the Barbarian that I got from Jamie Cosley. This is issue 4, I believe. Yes, chapter 4, Dragon Scar. This was thrown in with some artwork that I bought from Jamie Cosley, and I'm very happy he threw it in. So now I want to get the rest of these and read this whole story. This was a lot of fun. If you have kids, Jamie and Tyler Cosley did the story and art. Stephen Jenkins did cover design and colors. This is a wonderful barbarian style story for kids and adults that are kids at heart. I loved it. I want to read the rest of them. So yeah, I think this is well worth it. The artwork is just so much fun. A lot of great characters that I'm learning about in this world that I want to know more about. And it's just, yeah. If you like the barbarian type characters and you want some fun, other creature type, gargoyle type, little furry critter types, just, this is perfect for you. Wonderful for bedtime stories and all that. But yeah, check out Bluescar the Barbarian. This is volume 4, so that means there's at least 4 volumes out there. And I will be getting the rest and let you know what's up with the whole storyline once I get the first 3. So, since I jumped on in issue 4, but it was a wonderful read, and I, even without knowing anything about issue 1 through 3, this was still a good read. I was content with what start to finish, so I didn't feel like I was left hanging, wondering more. Yeah, there are creatures and characters that I want to know more about, but that's all part of it that I'll find out once I pick up the rest of them. We'll go from there. I need a spot to stack these. Guess I can move my coffee over here. I got a mess going on. I got to get my area cleaned up again. All right. Then we got Cheeky Comics Annual 2023. This is all part of a Kickstarter style set that I got. Make sure I can. These aren't too racy to show off. Came with all kinds of extras. This is their next book. Looks like July 25th was the come out date, but it's Private Dance, also on Kickstarter. I did not jump on that one. I kind of wish I would have, but I can always pick it up down the line. But yeah, if you get a Kickstarter, there's a very good chance that if it goes for more than what they... Actually, I probably shouldn't put those in there. I should put those into... Yeah, I'll do that later. But if it goes above and beyond its goal, then you get those extra little bonuses that come in. I don't know how much of this I can really show off, but we have 3 different stories in here that are teasers for the Cheeky Comics Annual 2023. Starts out with Only Friends with Pen. Meet Pen. She is a content creator and model running a successful Only Friends. Her boyfriend Benny, after often co-stars in her spicy content, as do a rotating cast of girlfriends, Welcome to Penn's NSFW world. And yeah, I'm not gonna be showing any of this. Yeah, won't be showing that off. But yeah, she's got a friend that she works with, and he's her coworker. They work together. They plan some things. They work some things out, and you just gotta read the story. You can imagine it's adult entertainment. So, second story was Amorini, Amateur Cupid, Work Sucks. This one, story by Pat Shand, art by Valerie Delgado, created by Pat Shand, Steve J., and Shannon Lee. I forgot to mention on the first one was also story by Pat Shand, art by Manos Laguobertos, colors by James Afridi, created by Pat Shand. This one, Amorini, Amateur Cupid, meet the Cupids of making love, romantic advising. These ancient beings operate their mystical matchmaking service in secret under modern-day Los Angeles, California. However, when hapless and sex-obsessed Amorini returns to work, their entire operation may be threatened. This one was really cute and fun, and looks like I can show this artwork off this page. I don't see nothing too bad in there, but this one's got a more animated style artwork, a little bit of manga-ish. Uh, it was a fun, interesting story. I would definitely read any one of these. The final one's the one I mentioned that's the newest Kickstarter, Private Dance. The Bikini Car Wash Beef, written by Pat Shand, art by Sean Lee, and created by Pat Shand. Meet the dancers, customers, bouncers, and employees of Club Love, a strip club on Long Island, New York. Fantasy and reality merge as we step into the lives of all who enter. You can imagine what the strip club lifestyle is and all the things that happen along the way, and you're going to end up getting those type of stories in here. This one I can show this page off. But yeah, you're basically getting the story of what happens inside a strip club. And it is a unique and interesting story. And I definitely want to check it out in the future, but I think the Kickstarter is over, and I'm trying to behave myself with Kickstarters at the moment. So we'll see what happens. All right, next up we got Deadpool Badder Blood. Deadpool's on the search for his buddy, still looking for him. Suppose I should put some glasses on. Yeah, see how my coffee's sitting here. Have a drink if you got some. Ooh, that's perfect temperature, so I will be drinking coffee while I do reviews. Because otherwise it's going to be ice cold. Ah, it tastes good. It's perfect. Deadpool's old high school pal Miles Ellison is now the ultimate destructive force, Thumper. Deadpool feels responsible for his old friend and has been hunting down Dr. Van Struten, the man behind Department H's refurb of Miles. Wolverine and Cable took in Van Struten just before Thumper could get to him. They stopped DP from killing the Doc, revealing that he'd turned over a new leaf, and Thumper's goal was to force Van Struten to create an army of super soldiers just like him. DP set off to squash old Miles' plans, only to find the new allies he sought in Tiger and her op have already thrown in with Thumper. As their skirmish ended, Deadpool was faced with a new opponent on the scene. This one's a trip. You got some characters that Deadpool thinks they are, but they aren't. like Shatterstar, and he thinks he's in the real world, but yet he's being controlled, manipulated, and twisted around throughout this. It's a fun, unique story. You get to see a lot of variety of Deadpools throughout this issue. And he's trying to get to Thumper, but he's busy dealing with all this other crap right now. And the other two guys are who knows where. Deadpool, of course, is late for the game, behind the 8 ball. So hopefully he'll get caught up to the gang and they can help him deal with all these characters that are messing with Deadpool's head. And yeah, that was a really fun, interesting issue. A nice big plot twist all of a sudden from the first issue. The story just completely jumped, but yet it's still part of the same story and made for it to be really fun and interesting. I really like what they did. And these Deadpool Bad Blood and Badder Blood runs are wonderful. I'm really enjoying those. Bangs, fangs, and talons. We got Elvira in Monsterland. From Dynamite, issue 3. This issue, Elvira happens to fall into... Well, let's read it first. I saw the best minds of my generation destroyed by alternate dimensions, as the poet said. He didn't say that. Seriously, though, Elvira is locked in a struggle with the original recipe Vampire King, Vlad the Impaler, as he plunders the multiverse of movies, kidnapping all the classic monsters. He's got vampires, he's got Frankenstein and his monster, and this time he seems to be after everyone's favorite fun-loving furries. Starts out with American Werewolf in London, and we basically get to watch Vlad bouncing from story to story, hunting down werewolf type creatures. We jump into Teen Wolf, Bela Lugosi, American Werewolf in London, and just looks like Jack Nicholson's werewolf in one of them. And we just jump all over the place, and you get to see what Vlad's doing to them, which ones he's catching, what's going on, what Elvira's doing to try and stop this evil character. But yeah, her and Vlad are having a fun time chasing after each other. Well, not so much fun, but for her. But Vlad's learning some things. This issue, she learns some things about the behind the scenes antics and what's going on. So yeah, I'm loving that run also. All right, Extreme Venomverse number 5. I picked up and talked about number 3, 1, 2, and 3, I believe. I still gotta find issue 4, but the reason I jumped on those and ordered this one, both covers, because it's got Jeff the Land Shark venomized. That's the first story in here with him and Kate Bishop. It's just, these are wonderful. You get little taste of venom that are nice, fully satisfying little short stories. Something is hunting venoms with extreme prejudice. While blood spills across the multiverse, a bevy of unsuspecting symbiotes and their host are sitting ducks as a violent and visceral force seeks to rend them limb from limb in an extreme Venomverse. First story is Jeff the Land Shark in the Rhythm of the Night by Kelly Thompson and Gurahiro. We got Jeff the Land Shark getting in trouble with Kate Bishop because he takes Lockjaw to the park and gets Lockjaw all dirty. I don't know if it's Kate putting him wash machine, or if Jeff put him in the wash machine, but poor little Lockjaw. But all of a sudden, Jeff venomizes out and wreaks havoc through the city, and you gotta see what happens and what Kate does to deal with it. Wonderfully cute story, lots of fun. Uh, Second story is King Pain. King Pain? I hate when they don't give you the storyline up front. Yeah, they don't. They're not even giving me a name on that one. I think it's the King Pain one. Or no, Major League Venom in Field of Screams. That's the second story. Done by Jordan Blum, Brian Crosby, Scott Hanna, and Chris Sotomayor. That one you get a Venom baseball story dealing with the Broncos, and it's a fun little look into the young Brock's life and what's going on with them. And then we get King Plane in Spider's Eclipse by Jason Liu, Gavin Guidry, and KG Diaz. This one's got the Kingpin in a twist with the whole Venom character, and we get to see the Kingpin venomized. Is interesting. Definitely an interesting twist, and I believe this is based off the new Fantastic Four characters because we got Spidey as in basically replacing Mr. Fantastic. And then we got Mobile Walker Venom in Full Symbiote Panic by Cody Ziegler, Jim Toe, and D. Knief. And this one was I feel like it was we get kind of like the Mecha Venom battle going on here with, I think it is the old Hawkeye character. Because at first I was thinking, uh, come on, give me a picture of him at least. Just don't have it. And the only picture I have of him, I don't want to give away because that gives the end. But yeah, you get basically a mecha battle with Spawn or Venom based characters, and it was definitely interesting story. But the main reason I got those two issues, and now I didn't know, I couldn't see the other cover, so I just bought it. I wish I wouldn't have because it sucked. that, that cover didn't really thrill me, but oh well. It's Jeff Blanchard, so the good cover I'll keep and not read, and the other one I can use as my reading material. But yeah, definitely enjoyed that Extreme Venomverse. I'm looking forward to learning more about where this is going into. I forget what it's called. That's it's leading into the death of the Venomverse or whatever. Uh, it's got me intrigued, but I probably won't jump on it right off the bat. I'll get into it later on. Next up, we got Fuck Fairyland or I Hate Fairyland, depending on which covers A or B that you, or C or D, or that you decide to go with. The story so far. The only thing to Gert is Gert herself, or something like that. King Claudius has a big job in front of him. Finish what his dear sister never could, and kill Gertrude once and for all. He calls upon the man himself, Judd, and his last wagon to, jump dimensions? Man, and assemble every Gert in existence? for a party? Nah, man, they're gonna kill Gert. But yeah, you got King Claudius with all kinds of different Gerts from the multiverses, and they're gonna put on a battle beyond battles, trying to take out the main Gert, which isn't a good thing, because then Gert's taking out all her multiverse selves, and that's not a good thing either. So I don't think she really thought that out, but does Gert ever think anything out? Not really. But yeah, wonderful run. If you haven't been on it, and now they got unbelievably unspeakable, understandable, unreadable, undeniable, unwatchable, unreadable. I Hate Fairyland stories, which I'm waiting to get the first issue of that. I think it actually came in yesterday, so I might get to read that this week. All right, we got Legendary Vampirella, #1 from Dynamite Entertainment. It's a steampunk adventure. The events in this series take place after Legendary, a steampunk adventure. So they're sticking with the whole steampunk storyline, and you get a wonderful story about Vampirella in the steampunk style universe. And the standard thing, she's dealing with baddies, dealing with trying to solve some historic things from the past and fix things, and while she's searching for certain people. I like this twist on the whole Vampirella, giving us a steampunk version. I mean, Vampirella fits the steampunk universe perfectly. This is a wonderful play into her world, but if you like the Vampirella character at all, and you like going back old school, this is definitely for you. But I enjoyed it. I don't know how far this goes, how many issues it's going to step itself into, if it's like a 5-issue run. But I think this plays off the Blood Queen versus Dracula story. But I'm not sure, because I read so many different little Vampirella runs that I can't remember where they left off and where the next one begins. All right, we got the final issue of Nightclub, and it's a special double-sized issue. But they also raised the price, which they should for a double-sized issue. But they had a nice thing going there for I think it was like a $1.99 comic. And then they did the double-sized final issue. And instead of saying, here you go, here's a great bonus for you, and we're going to keep it $1.99, because this was a whole price line trial thing that they did. And it was a great story. And if you like a vampire story and you want a twist, it started out with a kid that happened to, a kid in red, happened to want to be like a superhero, super parkour and all that, and was videotaping it for socials, trying to get himself a big social presence, doing his little tricks and stunts, and he ends up getting himself injured, hospitalized, paralyzed, on his deathbed, and gets a second chance by becoming a vampire. And then he screws things up with that, and then twists things around, and gets his friends to join up with him. vampirizes them, and then they meet some other vampires that want to set the rules for them because they're getting too much recognition and all that. But they did a great job how they twisted the story around, and for being a $1.99 comic, that was a great deal. I mean, this story was well worth the purchase price plus some, but they did a great job doing this. I don't know. I think I got the first one of this in yesterday too, but I did jump on Big Game, and I noticed in issue 3, one of the covers looks like these characters are on the cover, so I'm kind of curious if there's going to be any play from them into it. But this is done by Mark Millar, Juan Ramirez, Fabiano Mascalo, and Clem Robbins, and it's put out by Image Comics. And this is well worth the purchase price and some, so they did a great job offering that up as a bargain story type 6-issue run, which that could have easily got another 6 issues, and I'm sure the story will go on further. But yeah, that was fun vampire, a young vampire type story. All right, final one we're going to talk about in this run, we got Tales from the Darkside from Lock and Key team Joe Hill and Gabriel Rodriguez and IDW Entertainment. Joe Hill's nerve-shredding reimagining of Tales from the Darkside never made it to your TV set, but the dead are restless and refuse to stay buried. Step out of the warm, sunlit world you think of as reality and get ready to take a chilling walk on the dark side. Now prepare to meet Sleepwalker. And you start out with a kid that's just trying to live his life. He's a lifeguard, but he's burnt out. He's tired. He falls asleep in his lifeguard post. When he falls asleep, something happens in the pool. Somebody gets injured, and he's responsible. The story takes its twists and turns. Standard Tales from the Dark Side type horror storyline. I like what they did with this. I think they could have done better if they followed the Creepshow basis and gave us like 2 or 3 short stories per comic, even if they were ongoing, some of them, and it was only like a 3 to 5 issue run. But this was a great story, and it fits the style of Tales from the Dark Side, but it's called Tales from the Dark Side. So when you're getting one tale, it just doesn't have that same feel as what the show would represent, like Creepshow does. You get 2 stories per issue. That's EC Comics and stuff. You'll get a few stories per issue. So yeah, I mean, this one could have easily been cut down, and they could have put a second story in here, no problem. But the story was good, and it was definitely worth checking out. But yeah, that's just being Tales, not Tale from the Dark Side. There should have been more than one. But what you gonna do? Once it's put out there, you're stuck with it. So, all right, we're gonna end it there. Keep following Under the Cull of MS. Rate, review, tell a friend. Yes, thumbs up, whatever you can to help us get promoted a little bit more. And check out Crimson Cull Comic Club. And we will get back to you again soon. Bye.